Greetings of the day. In today's video lecture for Business Finance 2nd, we are going to see the problem related to the cash flow statement. In the earlier video, we have seen the theoretical question as well as the pro forma of the same. In this video, we will see as an example how we are going to frame the solution for cash flow statement. As we all know, the exam is going on the MCQ pattern. Though we are not needing the full-fledged solution, but there is also necessity that we must keep in mind which activities come under the head of operating, which comes under the head of investing, and which comes into the head of financing. In the earlier video, we have seen in detail the format of cash flow statement. The link for the question is attached in the description box of the video. Kindly refer to it for question, whereas solution has been provided here for the same. So the question says that we have to prepare a cash flow statement. So write down the heading of this frame: cash flow statement of the particulars which have been provided to us into the statement. Therefore, we are going to frame the solution. No other adjustments are provided into the question. Hence, there is no necessity to prepare any kind of working note for the same. So, as we have discussed the format, we have prepared into the same pattern. First column for particular, second and third column for amounts. So, in first we have first activity, that is cash flow from operating activities. We have said that which are operating activities which are related with the operation or manufacturing or service providing of the business. That is what we take into consideration. In operations, first of all, what we need to take is our net profit. So net profit is not directly given into the question, but we can see in the balance sheet segment which is being provided to you. In the second term, we are being provided with P&L account balance. That is, for previous year it is 50,000, current year it is 30,000. Hence, how we can calculate net profit? Closing balance minus opening balance. That is 80,000 minus 50,000, that is 30,000. This is our net profit for current year. Later on, we have to add all the non-cash and non-operating items which are usually included into the P&L account of it. So we have debited in the account, that is why we have to now add it up so that we can nullify the effect of debiting. Similarly, if there was any income shown into the balance sheet, then we have again deducted that income from here so that we could get the realistic operating profit. So from balance sheet we can see that goodwill has been decreased by 10,000 as it is been written off. So we have written off goodwill by 10,000. Similarly, general reserve has been increased by 10,000 into the balance sheet as we have transferred to it. Hence we have added 10,000 against. Therefore, net profit 50,000 plus 2 non-cash and non-operating items which were debited were again added. Hence, our operating profit before changes in working capital amounted to rupees 50,000. Now, we will move toward the second segment and record the effect of changes in working capital. So, with respect to working capital, we have said that when current assets increases, add it. When current asset decreases, deduct it. When current assets increases, deduct it. Whereas when current assets decreases, add it. Whereas when current liabilities increases, add it. When current liabilities decreases, deduct it. Formula is quite simple. Current assets increase, we have to subtract. Current liability increase, we have to deduct. Same formula we are going to use. One by one we will see. Creditors has increased. Creditors belongs to current liability amount. As creditors are increased, we have added up by rupees 10,000. Then coming to the inventory, inventory has decreased by rupees 30,000. Hence, for decrease we have to as inventory has increased, we have to deduct it because there is a decrease by 30,000. Similarly, for debtors also, which is another current asset, it is decreased by rupees 30,000. For increased by rupees 30,000. Hence, for increase we have to deduct it. Then there is an increase in outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses is an current liability. It has increased. Therefore, we have to add it up by rupees 5,000. Lastly, increase in bills receivable. Bills receivable is an current asset which has increased. That is why we have to deduct it. Hence, all the 3 current assets which are increased has been deducted, whereas rest 2 current liabilities which are increased has been added. Therefore 50,000 plus 10,000 60,000 minus 30,000 30,000 minus 30,000 0 plus 5,000 5,000 minus 10,000 plus 5,000 minus 10,000 equals to minus 5,000. This is our cash flow in operating activities or cash flow from operating activities. But there is another segment that whether we have paid any taxes for current year. In this particular question there are no taxes, hence we have marked it nil, and therefore our net cash flow from operating activities amounted to rupees negative 5,000. Negative 5,000. This is the main segment which we need to understand, because majority of the adjustment belongs to this segment, and it is quite what we can say tricky while recording this thing. Effect of working capital changes we can record by this formula: current asset increase minus current liability increase plus. Now moving to the second segment, that is cash flow from investing activities. With respect to investing activities, we have to see where the business or our company has made the investment, whether it is any kind of fixed asset or what. So with respect to this, we can say that there is only one cash flow related to investing activities, that is purchase of fixed assets. When the fixed assets has been purchased, it means that there would be definite cash outflow from the business. Therefore it is been marked as negative 50,000, because there was a cash outflow as the cash has gone out of the business due to purchase of that asset, hence it is shown in negative shade or negative mark. Then there is only one item, hence we would make total from cash flow from investing activities would be minus 50,000 minus 50,000. Next would be the third segment, which would be related with the cash flow from financing activities. Here we have to see from where the business has raised the funds in the current year as compared to previous year. So we can see that there is an issue of share capital by rupees 50,000. As there is an issue of share capital, definitely it would lead to cash inflow, hence 50,000 would be added. Then there is again issue of 6% bonds by the company, therefore there is again an inflow of rupees 10,000. As both the terms are in positive, therefore only two items belongs to the third segment, that is cash flow from financing activity, hence we can make a positive total of rupees 60,000. This is for the A activity, we have negative 5,000, for B, that is investing activities, we have negative 50,000, and for C we have positive 60,000. Therefore now we can make the total of net cash increase or decrease during the year. What we can see, minus 50,000 plus minus 5,000, that is minus 55,000 plus 60,000, the resultant output would be plus 5,000. There is definitely cash increase during the year by rupees 5,000. Along with that, in the balance sheets assets segment, we are being provided with the opening and closing cash and bank balance. With respect to opening balance, what we have been provided, rupees 10,000. So add it up, opening cash and bank balance 10,000. As soon as we would add it, we would get our closing balance automatically 15,000. That is closing balance of cash and bank. This is what we have spoke yesterday, that if we have correctly entered all the amount, we are going to automatically cross check our solution by having the automatic total of A plus B plus C plus opening cash balance would be definitely closing cash balance. This is it for this lecture. From here we can say that we have completed all our points of the syllabus. Best of luck for your exams. Thank you.